Have you ever quietly looked at yourself in the mirror, not to find a flaw, but to gently ask, am I still beautiful? It's a question no one says out loud, yet it lies deep in the hearts of many women whose lives have passed through the most radiant seasons. When the children have grown, when silver begins to appear in your hair, when others' gazes no longer linger the way they used to, you begin to wonder, has beauty left you? But if you pause for a moment, truly pause, and look a little closer, you'll see something remarkable. Beauty doesn't disappear. It simply changes form. It hides in the softness of your gaze, in the calmness of your steps, in the wrinkles that trace years of love, sacrifice, and growth. The beauty of youth is in its brilliance, but the beauty of maturity lies in its depth, and you still carry it with you, even if no one says it out loud, even if sometimes you forget. Today we'll walk together through 7 subtle signs, things that may seem ordinary, but in truth are clear evidence that you are still deeply beautiful, even if the world sometimes forgets how to show it. No heavy makeup, no spotlight needed, just your true self, honest and full of grace. Sign number 1, you still turn heads, even quietly. Have you ever noticed that when you enter a room, dressed simply, no elaborate makeup, someone's eyes gently pause on you? Not because you're loud or trying to stand out, but because there's something about you that feels comforting, something that makes others want to take just one more look. It's not the youthful beauty of spark and flare. It's the beauty refined by time, a gaze that truly listens, a steady calmness, gestures that are soft yet full of presence. Elaine, 68, who regularly visits her local community center, shared that at a small gathering, she wore a simple linen dress in a soft pink, with no jewelry except for a loosely tied silk scarf around her neck. Yet when she walked into the room, all eyes gently turned to her. Not because she demanded attention, but because she brought a sense of peace, like a quiet breeze in a crowded space. What's more, she wasn't trying to impress anyone. She was simply being herself, warm, unhurried, and sincere. And yet people noticed. They wanted to be near her because her presence brought a sense of calm. Researchers have found that attractiveness in midlife and beyond doesn't stem from youthful features, but from something called presence. It's how you walk without rushing, smile without forcing, and sit without needing to prove anything. It's the quiet confidence and inner peace that draw people in, even if they can't quite name what it is. So if you've ever caught someone gently watching you, don't dismiss it by thinking, maybe I look unusual today. Perhaps you don't look unusual. Perhaps you look beautiful, a beauty that doesn't need words. Sign number 2, people often think you're younger than your age. It's not because you're trying to hide your age, but because there's a natural energy within you that makes others assume differently. Maybe it's in the way you walk with confidence, the warmth of your smile, or the way you truly listen, with eyes that are bright and full of kindness. Have you ever heard someone say, I would never guess you're over 70, or mistaken you for your child's sister? Those moments aren't just polite compliments. They're sincere signs that you still radiate a unique kind of beauty and how gently you've treated yourself. Sign number 3, strangers compliment your smile, your style, or your eyes. Sometimes the most genuine compliments come from people you've never met. They don't know you. They have no reason to flatter you. So when someone pauses to say, you have such a lovely smile, or that scarf looks beautiful on you, it's not just small talk. It's a sincere reaction, a sign that you still shine in your own quiet way. Helen, 74, has lived alone since her husband passed away. Each morning she walks to the nearby market with a small fabric tote and a straw hat. One day while picking tomatoes, a young boy, maybe 7 years old, looked at her and said, "You look like the fairy godmother in my storybook." Helen smiled with tears in her eyes, not because the words were sweet, but because it had been so long since someone had looked at her with such wonder. And it's not just children. It might be the cashier at the store saying she has kind eyes, or a woman on the bus asking, "Excuse me, what perfume are you wearing? It smells lovely." These little things are actually beautiful proof that your beauty, though quiet, is still very much there. And even more importantly, it leaves a warm impression on others. Psychologists call this positive emotional reflection. When you live with kindness, softness, and sincerity, your face carries it. Your smile doesn't need to be perfect, but if it's honest, it touches people in ways words cannot describe. Beauty after 60 doesn't come from makeup or expensive clothes. It lives in the gentle eyes that truly listen, the calming tone of your voice, the thoughtful way you wear a scarf or pick shoes that are both elegant and comfortable. So if someone you don't even know takes a moment to give you a compliment, believe it, you are still beautiful. Beautiful in a way that brings comfort, warmth, and quiet admiration. Sign number 4. Women your age start asking about your skincare and hair care routines. There is no compliment more subtle yet meaningful than when a woman your age turns to you and asks, "What cream do you use?" Or, "Who cuts your hair?" It looks so smooth. These questions may seem casual, but they're actually the clearest expression of admiration from someone who understands just how hard it is to maintain grace and beauty through the years. Susan, 69, regularly attends a book club at the local library. One early spring afternoon, she arrived wearing a soft blue cardigan and a neatly trimmed hairstyle. A friend in the group looked at her in surprise and said, "What's your secret? You always look so fresh." Susan smiled. She didn't have any miracle products, just a nightly moisturizing routine, lots of water, and a commitment to staying positive. As women grow older, they become more refined in how they perceive beauty. They are no longer impressed by flashy appearances. Instead, they are drawn to natural radiance, neatness, and the gentle glow of healthy skin that doesn't rely on heavy makeup or silver hair that has been lovingly cared for. So when another woman asks you how you care for yourself, it's not just curiosity. She sees in you something worth learning from, not because you look younger, but because you look luminous. And that kind of glow doesn't come from expensive products. It comes from consistency, from listening to your body, and from living with a sense of self-respect. A beautiful woman isn't someone without wrinkles. She's someone who embraces every mark of time on her body and still lives gently, still wants to feel beautiful for herself, not for anyone else. So if someone ever asks, "What shampoo do you use?" or "Why does your skin look so healthy?" accept it as a gift, because what they're really saying is, "I see in you a kind of beauty I hope to preserve in myself." Sign 5. You still receive acts of chivalry and gentle attention from others. There are small gestures that may seem ordinary. Someone holds the door for you, smiles when you enter a room, or kindly offers you a seat on the bus. But these actions are actually the world's quiet way of saying, you are still special. These gestures don't come from pity. They aren't a sign of weakness. On the contrary, they come from respect and the sense of comfort your presence brings. Grace, 69, once shared that while she was tying her shoelace during a morning walk in the park, a young man approached and said, "May I help you with that?" She laughed and replied that she was fine. But what moved her wasn't the offer of help. It was the sincere, affectionate way he looked at her. In that moment, she said, I felt seen, not as an old lady, but as a woman who still holds value in the eyes of others. Indeed, when you continue to receive these small, respectful gestures, someone holding a door, nodding in greeting, or listening to you with genuine attention, it means you still radiate a unique charm, a beauty that isn't loud or flashy, but deeply present. In a modern world that can often feel rushed and indifferent, those gentle acts are silent affirmations. You still leave an impression on this world simply by being yourself, calm, thoughtful, and whole. And if you've ever received such gestures, smile to yourself. They are not just politeness. They are reflections of the light within you, a light that age can never dim. Sign number 6. People often describe you as elegant, graceful, or refined. There are words that don't appear in everyday compliments like beautiful or young. Instead, they arrive more quietly and deeply: elegant, graceful, refined. And when someone uses those words to describe you, it's not just a compliment, it's a recognition of a beauty that goes far beyond appearance. Helen, 75, recalled attending her grandniece's wedding. She wore a soft cream-colored dress, a simple fabric hat, and just a hint of rose lipstick. When she entered the hall, a young woman walked up to her and said, "You look so elegant and graceful." Helen didn't respond right away. For the first time in years, she realized that her beauty no longer resided in outward details, but in the presence she carried within her. Grace isn't just about the way you walk, it's how you treat others with warmth. Elegance doesn't come from an expensive dress. It's in the confidence and calm smile you wear. And refinement is when you don't need to say much, yet still make others feel safe and drawn to you. According to social psychology studies, as we age, our sense of beauty evolves. People begin to notice not just facial features, but the sparkle in the eyes, the softness of a voice, the way someone sits down to listen without rushing. So if you've ever heard someone use words like elegant, graceful, or refined when describing you, know that you're embodying a kind of beauty that can't be bought or painted on. It's the beauty of a peaceful soul, a seasoned heart, and a woman who has learned to love herself through the years. Sign number 7, you feel at peace with yourself. There is a kind of beauty that can't be seen with the eyes, can't be measured by age, and doesn't show up in a mirror. It's the beauty of a woman who has found peace within herself. And if you wake up in the morning without urgency, without needing to please anyone, no longer chasing perfection, then you are living that sign. Mary, 73, once shared, "It took me years to stop blaming myself for wrinkles, silver hair, or a body that no longer looks the way it used to. But one day I looked in the mirror and smiled, not because I looked young, but because I was proud of the woman looking back at me. She's been through so much. She deserves love." That peace doesn't come from compliments or admiration. It comes from acceptance, that you don't need to be anyone else, that every wrinkle, every experience, every line is a testimony to the life you've lived. It's when you feel content sitting alone, happy reading a book or sipping hot tea, not to impress anyone, but simply because you treasure the moment. People often say, a woman is most beautiful when she's happy. But the truth is, a woman is most beautiful when she's at peace, when she no longer strains to be loved, because she already knows she is whole and worthy of love just as she is. If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt at ease, if you've ever sat in silence and felt your heart feel light, then you carry that beauty, a quiet, powerful beauty, a beauty that never fades, only deepens with time. If you're still with us at this point, congratulations, because you've stepped into the most beautiful chapter of your life, a chapter where you don't need others to tell you you're beautiful, because you already know it. You are beautiful not because you're young. You are beautiful because you truly live and live authentically. Please share in the comments below. What part of this video made you smile or helped you see yourself more clearly? If this video touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe to Senior Wisdom, and share it with a beautiful woman you love. Because sometimes the most powerful gift is a gentle reminder, you're still beautiful. See you in the next video, where beauty knows no limits.